Hello YouTube. In today's video I'm going to be fitting the barrel to my slide. I'll be using an EGW hood length gauge, barrel alignment block, and a temporary bushing that's a bit on the loose side, just while I'm working on the sides of the hood. And the length too, but then when I'm going to be checking for engagement, upper locking lug engagement, I'll actually be using the bushing that I do intend to use with this slide and barrel combination. So first we're going to start with measuring, and I'm just going to draw a very simple picture of my slide and barrel hood, basically. So let's pretend that this is the slide and that is the barrel. And what we're going to need to determine is it this length to find out how much to cut this one side by. So I'll be measuring this, the hood opening in the slide, as well as the thickness of the slide wall from here to the outside, to determine this overall length. And then when I measure my barrel from here to the outside of the slide, I'll know what the difference is, and then cut that difference off so that this side of the hood will match up with this side of the slide, I guess breech face shoulder. So let's go ahead and start measuring. First we'll take the measurement of the hood opening, and I'm getting about 442. Let's see, I want to make sure that it's careful and accurate. 443 thousandths. So we'll write it down here. This is 443 thousandths. Now we'll take a measurement of the thickness here, and again try to be as careful as possible when taking this measurement. I'm getting 255 thousandths. So this is 255 thousandths. So together it'll be 698, if my math is correct. So 698 thousandths. So now we're going to put our barrel into the slide, get our bushing in, get our barrel block in, position the barrel in the barrel block, and now we're going to take a measurement, like I said before, from this side of the hood to the outside of the slide. And I'm getting 704 thousandths. So from the looks of things, if this is 704 thousandths, I'm going to need to remove 6 thousandths to allow my side here to coincide with the side of this slide. So I'm probably going to be shooting for 7 thousandths with 1 thousandths clearance. Now we're going to measure one last thing. we're going to measure the actual hood, and we're getting 451 thousandths, which is very close to 443. So 451. So if I remove 7 thousandths, I'm actually going to be 1 thousandth away from this opening. So I imagine if my measurements are correct, I'm only going to need to remove 2 thousandths from the other side. I'm going to remove 2 thousandths. $448. So we'll remove 7 thousandths and see where we end up. It's pretty flat. 443 and a half. 444, 443 and a half, 442 and a half. So there's still a slight variation, but we're getting closer and closer. Let's try this again. Hopefully you can see that. Now, if I move my alignment block out, I can verify whether or not it's actually straight. Hopefully you can see that there's no gaps. You can see a little bit of marker on the outside of this one, but on the sides there doesn't seem to be any gaps. Now that the hood sides have been fitted, we're going to use this gauge and turn on the light. So this gauge has numbers on it. We're going to take the barrel out, slide the gauge. Let's start with 18 and 21 side. Slide the gauge in and see if, for example, number 18 side fits. Oh, actually 18 does. There we go. 18 is our measurement. So 1 inch and 319 thousandths is what I'm getting. Now let's measure this. And we'll get the current measurement of 1.329. So it looks to me like we need to remove 10 thousandths. And now I'm going to mark the hood in the back. Put my bushing in. Put my alignment block in. We're going to bring the barrel back all the way. And because it still doesn't lock up, we're going to move it up and down while keeping pressure on it. And let's see if we're going to get marking. So I see some marking on the very top here. It looks like I'm getting very close to lock up, so let's see this again. There we are. So I was just able to push the barrel into lockup. It's very tight, as you can see. You hear that click as it unlocks, but it definitely enters lockup. So now let's just see what kind of contact we're looking at. And I can see a pretty uniform contact, but more so on the bottom, which makes sense. So I'm going to do a final cleanup pass. Yeah, I can see a lot of scratch marks, mainly on the bottom here. So we're going to do a final cleanup pass. Definitely going into lockup, and now much better. Still very tight, but without that horrible click. So let me see. I'm getting very nice consistent contact. One of the very last things I'm going to do is actually cut a little chamfer on the top of the hood right here, kind of like that. And when I was actually fitting the sides and the hood, I also cut chamfers here on the edges between the sides of the hood and the face of the hood. So those are all chamfered. So now we have a barrel that's been fitted to the slide. Now we need to verify that our locking lug engagement is proper. I removed my temporary bushing and put the bushing I'm actually going to use onto the barrel and slide. So I don't feel any springiness, which is good. So now let's try and measure what our locking lug engagement is like. So we're going to start by measuring so we're getting 108 thousandths. Now we're going to unlock the barrel, move it forward just slightly, and take the same measurement with the barrel just pressed up against the lugs but not locked into them. So we have 149 thousandths. So if my math is correct, that's 41 thousandths, which is actually, I think, pretty good. So that means that our barrel is fitted into the slide pretty well. So at this point, what we're going to do is take the slide off, put our barrel alignment block in, put our barrel in with the bushing. We'll turn the bushing to the other side for now. Let's position our barrel so that it's perfectly aligned using our barrel alignment block. And now I'm going to be using this kit from Brownells, which you've seen it already in my other videos, that is used to cut the bottom lug. It comes with, well, I got two cutters, the handle or cutter holders basically, and the slide pusher, which actually I'm not going to be using today. And one of the things I got with the kit, I can't remember if it was part of the kit or if I got it separately in addition to the kit, is the barrel holder fixture. So what we're going to do with the barrel holder fixture is we're going to slide it in. There's a screw in here. Let's position it like that. And that's why the bottom or the bushing had to be turned, because this is a commander size barrel and slide, and the barrel holder is for government size barrel and slide, so I can't actually turn the bushing over it and to keep it in place. But what we're going to do now, take our wrench, Allen wrench, and try to turn the screw down as vertical as possible, or as perpendicular as possible to the bottom of the slide, just so that we're applying pressure on the very bottom of the barrel, pushing it up as high as it will go. Once that's held in place, we're going to verify that our barrel is still aligned, which it seems to be. Okay. And now we're going to do a test fit to make sure that the bottom lug can actually slide into the bottom lug channel of the frame. So we're going to position our slide, and it does. So you see there's no stoppage or anything. So that's good. I need to move it forward a little bit more, probably to here, to allow the bottom lug to go past the slide stop pinhole completely. So we're going to move this away a little bit, use our barrel alignment block, make sure that our barrel is perfectly in the center. We're going to re-tighten it down or up. Okay. Verify that it's still in the center. It is. Now let's make sure that our bottom lugs clear the slide stop pinhole, and they do at this point. So that's good, and that's the starting position basically. So now I can position my frame in the vise. Now we're going to take our cutter, 195 thousandths cutter. I'm going to put it into my cutter holder, like so. This is the handle that goes on the outside, obviously. I'm going to take an appropriate size Allen wrench and kind of hold, basically secure the cutter in the handle. This is the other side, so the way it's going to go through the frame is this way. And I actually filed a little notch in this other side because the slide would interfere with it. So now we're going to start cutting. As we're cutting, so looking at the cutters, we have to turn clockwise. As we're cutting, I'm going to be pushing on the slide, driving it forward until I can engage the thumb safety into the thumb safety slot in the slide. For now, I'm just going to add grease to the cutter. I'm going to put it through the slide step pinhole. And all the way to the side. And now we're going to start cutting. Hopefully you can see the little start points where we started cutting the bottom lug. So far so good. Let's just verify that it's still in the center, and you can see that it is. I can now flip the thumb safety up, as you can see. So we're going to move the slide back a little bit, take out our cutter, and now let's take a look at the bottom lug. You can tell that our cut stops short. It hasn't reached the feet yet, and because it hasn't reached the feet, we're going to need to continue to make the cut. We got contact with feet of the bottom lug. So here's the slide stop that I'm planning to use. I just loosely put it in, it's just hanging down, and we can see that the barrel goes into lock up on the slide stop, and it's actually a little bit tight, which is good. I tried number 3 link and it fits pretty well. So obviously there's a step that I need to take care of, so I decided I'm going to try to use a Dremel. Alright, so the barrel link is installed. Let's see. Slide stop clears. So here's the barrel. No recoil spring yet, nothing like that. But here is the barrel with the slide stop. So this is a rough fit. Obviously we'll need to take care of the timing and make sure that the barrel drops enough. Right now it doesn't. Actually the slide is preventing it from dropping lower. So we'll take care of that, all of that in next video, because this video is already too long. So, but for now, rough fit is done. Yep. Thank you for watching.